So now what causes leaky gut? So broadly we can say there are four reasons for leaky gut. The first one being diet. Now if you're someone who eats a lot of processed foods, a lot of inflammatory foods that are rich in refined sugar, refined flour, trans fats, these things can all contribute to a leaky gut. Now these days poor quality dairy and wheat is also contributing to this. Now, often people argue that wheat and dairy is something we have eaten for several generations. So how come it's a problem suddenly? Our genes are used to it. But the issue is the wheat and the dairy we were getting back then, like 50, 60, 80 years ago, is very different from what we get now. So a lot of the wheat crops are genetically modified, and they actually contain a substance that is, causing those gaps between the tight junctions. And regarding dairy also, because they want more milk production, they are feeding a lot of antibiotics. Very few cattle are actually grass fed like they are supposed to be, right? So if you can ensure that your source is good, if your wheat is properly being cultivated, it is not genetically modified, not a lot of pesticides are getting used, and your dairy is coming from a good grass fed cattle source, then it's fine, then there's no issue. But this is more of relating what is causing a problem for you and what's not. All right. There's no black and white that you have to eat something or you don't have to eat something. Then the second reason is toxins. So toxins are, coming from food, again from packaged food, but they are also coming from the environment. Now, when we think of environment, we often think it's just, the air pollution and whatever is there around, and we can't really control that. But there are a lot of factors that we can actually control. Now, if you're someone who smokes a lot or, has a lot of alcohol, you are indirectly taking in a lot of toxins that way. Correct? Or even if you're simply around a smoker, you're still inhaling that smoke, right? There's probably a lot of toxins in our day-to-day products as well. So the stuff that we use to clean our houses, certain personal products also, shampoos, soaps, many of them contain harmful toxins and chemicals. I'm not saying, just tomorrow get up and throw all of them out. No, you have to see what is causing you a problem, what is not. Right? And it's also okay to, go step by step, throw out one thing at a time and replace it. Because trust me, every little step you take towards making your health better counts. Okay? It's never a all or none thing. Yeah, then a very frequently overlooked item is, the BPA in your plastic containers. We often store food in these containers, and that BPA, which, is present in those containers, tends to leach into our food and go into our bodies. All right. Then there is infections. So if you've had a recent infection, or you may have had it, long back, but if it hasn't cleared properly, or if you took a lot of antibiotics for the infection, that would have led to a disruption in your gut microbiome. So basically what that means is the balance of the good and the bad bacteria in the gut have got messed up. Okay, so this can also lead to leaky gut. Now the last and very important cause is stress. So we often overlook stress. We think stress is just felt by people who are anxious or tend to get depressed. Only those guys have a lot of stress. No, every single person today has stress. Right from having that deadline to wake up in the morning, to getting somewhere, finishing responsibilities. There is a lot of stress involved, right? Even sleep. When we are stressed, we are not able to sleep properly. So even if you're not sleeping properly, this is still going to, cause inflammation in the body. And anything that causes inflammation in the body is going to lead to a leaky gut. All right. So all of these factors, they may be different for each person. It's not necessary every single thing is causing a problem in every single person. It differs for each person. The sensitivity to each thing differs. Right? So it's very important to work with a professional who can understand your history and correlate it with your current symptoms, your current tests, so that you can come up with a proper plan to address the root cause. So whenever you're diagnosed with any of the conditions that are related to leaky gut, yes, you may need immediate medicines, if you are suffering from something acute. But the maintenance part of it in the back end has to be done by identifying the root cause if you want it gone for a long term. Okay, so hope this was helpful, and I'll be back soon.